Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, how are we doing, everybody? Hopefully we are doing very well. We got a good show for you today. Because we got to talk about the unwillingness. It's not even an inability. The unwillingness to take any correction. That's what we got to talk about today. So we circling back around to Kendra G. Now, every once and again, Kendra G will have kind of a real moment with the women who frequent her dating show, whether that be the comments or whether she's addressing people who have actually been on the show, or if she's just offering general observation, as is the case with the clip that I'm going to show you. In this particular clip, she's not going in or anything like that. She's offering constructive criticism and she's offering her observation. Okay. From hosting a primarily Black dating show, because that's the majority of who call her men and women. They are Black men and Black women. Typically, the majority are American. Every once in a while, you have, you know what I'm saying, a Nigerian or somebody from the West Indies or what have you, right? But for the most part, she's dealing with American Black men and American Black women. And so we know that before his passing, Kendra G had a rather interesting conversation with Kevin Samuels, okay? And she didn't seem to see things eye to eye with Kevin at the time. And even now, she will sort of say that she's not really on Kevin Samuels type of time and things of that nature, but she is, whether she wants to admit it or not, she does agree with Kevin Samuels. And you're actually going to see her write that she don't, but she do. Because you can't help but agree with his overall sentiment about Black women in the dating market and their sexual market value and their expectations. Okay? And this is coming from not wanting to say that she agrees with Kevin Samuels, is coming from a couple of different places. She doesn't want to lose her female fan base or have them to be disillusioned with her, because most of her female fan base couldn't stand Kevin Samuels. Okay. So she doesn't want to alienate her female base. Right. So that's one. And then number two is that she doesn't want to have to admit that she was wrong and he was right. That the path that he was on, that the things that he was saying overall was correct. You may or may not have agreed with some of the more detailed nuances that he had going on, or talking points that he had, or concepts that he had, you might not have agreed with some of the details. But really, anybody with eyes and ears and a little bit of sense, you really couldn't deny what he was talking about, because it wasn't just him talking about it. It was a demonstration. Every time he had a live show, that's what made him so popular, because it wasn't just him talking. It was him interacting with the women he was talking about and them saying this stuff. It was coming out of their mouths. It was coming out of their mind. It was their concept. It was their mindset that was on display, more so than anything that he had to say about their mindset and how they were coming across. Because really, you can't make it up. They were saying this stuff. This is the type of stuff that they were, that they were saying. They was coming up admitting to being baby mamas and then not wanting the baby daddy. And then when he started digging and peeling back the layers, there wasn't no real reason why they didn't want the baby daddy. Or, they would say, oh, he was abusive. And again, when he started peeling back the layers to that blanket statement, you find out that all that was really going on for the most part was he was the guy that they were with was bringing too much order to them, and they didn't want to be corrected, which is what this show is about. Not wanting to be corrected. The disdain that the hyenas have for Kevin when he was alive and still after his death is the lack of the willingness to take or want to take correction. This is actually one of, not the only, but one of the biggest issues facing Black women right now. They don't want correction of any kind, for any reason, from anybody. It doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter how soft, how harsh, how straightforward, how sugar-coated, how sweet, how sour. Doesn't matter how the message is delivered. This is why I don't pay attention to the tone police. I don't pay attention to the tone police, because the tone police is nothing but a smokescreen for don't correct me. Don't correct me. Don't say anything about anything that I'm doing. Don't correct me. I do not want, nor do I need, nor do I desire correction, because I feel beyond reproach. And even if I know I'm not beyond reproach, don't correct me. Don't you dare pop up talking about what I need to do or what I did wrong. So I'm going to let you hear just how much of a softball that Kendra G throws at the gynocracy. This is why it's got to come down. This is why the gynocracy got to fall. Because there is no way that you are an adult human being and you do not want correction, or you don't see the benefit of a correction. How you getting grown? How you operating as an adult? How do you operate in the world as an adult? Because you're going to get corrected at some point, because you're going to do something wrong, whether it was intentional or not. The sheer arrogance and entitlement is enough to make anybody throw up their hands and got the nerve to want somebody to come save them, or want somebody to slave away and give away their life trying to save a group of women that do not want to be saved. Thank you so much for kicking off the contributions, Lou Casely. Thank you for your super sticker, beloved. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to Kendra G. Now, it's kind of long or whatever. I may or may not be pausing it, but I just want you to hear it. This is why they mad. This is why they're mad at her. They kind of mad at her a little bit. Hyenas always be getting mad at each other because she's supposed to be sister girl, and uphold the foolishness at any time, at all times. And she not supposed to break the code of foolishness. Support and uphold and agree with all of the craziness that we do. And if you're a sister girl, a sisterhood sister girl, then you can't ever tell the truth. You can't ever tell the truth about anything. So here we go.
Women are mad at me because I said that women keep focusing on tall, dark, and handsome with a big penis and six figures, and they're passing up the good guy, the nice guy that wants to take you out. Why should we have to settle, Kendra? We should have somebody on our level. Well, let me share with you guys some data, information that I can confirm from hosting a dating show for the last 3 years. Okay, so every night I might get 100 single women who are looking for a relationship. Most of these women want committed relationships. Out of those 100 women, I may get 10 men. So let's just start right there. If I have 100 single women and 10 men, automatically every woman is not going to get a man. Just from that right there, okay? There's not enough. Now, out of the 100 women, let's say out of those 10 men, there's only really 2 men that the 100 women really want to date. Okay, so now we have 100 women with 2 men. Right there, every woman is not going to get a man. Now, this man is living in heaven. It's 2 men and 100 women want to date him. What is he going to do? He's going to pick and choose because he can. He has the options to do so. Now let's move on to the number 1 demographic on my show, which happens to be single moms. Single moms that are now looking for a different type of guy than their child's father. Because a lot of women, they usually focus on the outward characteristics. He was tall, he was attractive, he had swag, he had money, I had a baby by him. Now they're realizing the outward characteristics do not matter. It's the inward characteristics that matter most when it comes to a relationship. So now the single moms are more focusing on the inner characteristics, and they're looking for this guy, the good guy, the nice guy, who may not have all the outwardly attributes, but now they realize that's what's most important because they have children and they want someone that's going to be in the home and help them raise their kids by the guy that had the big penis and that was tall and that doesn't want to be in a relationship, who never want to be in a relationship, if they were to be honest. Now let's move on to the other category of women that are on my show. The women like myself. I like to call us the boss chicks. We got our own money. We can pay for every single thing ourselves. So we just want a man that's our equal or higher, right? That is the goal. Well, here is the difference. The man that is our equal or higher has a lot of options, right? And he just wants something that's going to fit within his life. Can you fit within my life? Because I don't mind paying all the bills because I got the money to pay all the bills, period. This man just wants a woman that's going to fit within his life. Are you available? Do you bring him peace of mind? Do you want to cook for him? Can you bear his children? Whatever is important to him, that's what he's going to be seeking. And
Now I'm going to cut Kendra short a little bit. I'm going to cut her short right here. Okay. And the reason that I'm going to cut Kendra short right here is because she's telling the truth, right? She's saying that boss chick women like herself who earn a certain amount of money, right? Wants a man at her level or higher. She means financially, right? So that's bad expectation number one. Bad expectation number one is that she can get the man that makes her wage or higher, that she is even in the running to get such a man. The part that she's not going to say, that's the boss chick's dilemma, is that she notes what a man of the caliber that she's speaking of is gonna want. She notes that they are going to want women who fit into their lives. They are going to want women that can bear children. They are going to want women who are amenable to their program, because a man that is making high 6 to 7 figures definitely has a working program that he is on, and he's on it all the time. And everybody around him is going to have to be on that type of time in some way, shape, or form, because he cannot afford to surround himself with people who are not of like mind, okay, and like energy around him. He can't do it, okay? So the problem is that the boss chick, let me stop sharing for a second. The boss chick thinks she too good for that. That's the number one problem. The number one problem isn't that she's a boss chick or that he wants those things. The problem with the boss chick is she thinks she too good to do it. So she wants the man that even if she stopped doing whatever she was doing to make her money, he would be able to supply that same lifestyle without her going down. She also thinks it's beneath her to do what this man wants her to do. She thinks that those wifely, feminine duties are beneath her. This is what she's worked for. This is why she went to school. This is why she pursued a career. And this is why she dedicated so much time to it. And this is why she did. Because when you ask her who she is, she's going to talk about her money. She's going to talk about her profession. She's going to talk about her little so-called wealth. She's going to talk about her education. She's going to talk about all of those things as if they make her a better woman, as if they've got anything to do with who she is as a woman. And it don't got nothing to do with who she is as a woman. And black women still don't understand that. They like to borrow a phrase, and I don't know that lady's name, but to borrow a phrase, hyenas are a special kind of stupid. Because how is it that you figure that you going to school and all of these external things has any bearing on who you are? And you want the guy that's this millionaire, big, you know what I'm saying, the unicorn. You want that guy, the guy that drops out of the sky, he handsome and he this and he that, he catering. You want this man to cater to you. You want this man to bend over backwards to do whatever you want him to do. You want him to be monogamous. You want him to put up with your BS and your shenanigans. You want him to put up with your attitude. You want him to fix you. You want him to address all the insecurities that you have, that you accumulated from all of them Joe Blow schmoes that you've been dealing with that ain't never been on his level at all. And you ain't on his level either. You want him to elevate you. You want him to upgrade you. You want him to raise you. You want him to raise you, and then you come back at it and think you too good to get on his program and do what it is that he wants you to do without fail. That's your problem in your group, Kendra. Your group, the boss chick group, thinks you're too good to do housewife stuff. She thinks she's too good. She thinks that all of her accomplishments outside the home put her at a level where doing things inside the home is beneath her level. And she resent that man for even asking, for even wanting her to do this. Let me get to these super chats before I get back to Miss Kendra. Thank you so much, Siban said, just supporting the Crimson Cure University. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. And of course, thank you so much, Norrin. As always, very appreciated all of your contributions. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just want to thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you once again, Norrin. Thank you, Divine Photos. Like Dr. Umar, Steve Harvey, Kendra G, they know the facts. If they start telling hyenas the truth, they lose the audience and pander money from women. Exactly. Thank you so much. Wiggy Wheel said basically they think Big Mama was a slave. Yeah, they say that proudly. And thank you, Jimmy Howard, for your contribution, sweetheart. So we're going to go back. Thank you, L said Mrs. Kendra Schooling. Miss Kendra, thank you so much, sweetheart. So that's your issue with your peer group, Kendra. You think you're too good to do if you ran into that man, his order, his structure, his life gotta become your life. And these boss chick women feel that not only is it beneath them, but it belittles them and erases their identity to be involved and to be as included and as enmeshed as they need to be in a man's vision to be with those types of men. Because when you get with a man with a vision, and I'm talking from experience, when you get with a man with a vision, it ain't nothing but work being his wife. Being his wife is work. Now, it's fun because if you're doing what he wants you to do, these are some of the most caring, gracious, patient men that you're ever going to find. Because these men not only understand the world around them, they actually understand women. So that's where the patience comes from. Now, it ain't like he ain't never going to run out of patience. You can't run over him and you can't run him. But if he sees that you are genuinely 10 toes down with what he's doing and he's on his mission and you really came there to be a helpmate to him, this is where the patience is coming from. Okay? But it's work though. He expects certain things done. He expects certain things. He just expects certain things. He has expectations of you. And this is what a lot of Black women miss, why they can't tolerate being in relationships. Let me drop something on y'all real quick. This is why these women be quitting on these relationships. See, it ain't always about not liking the guy. I'm going to tell you why they come to resent the man. It's not that they never liked him. I don't believe that. They be liking the men. They be wanting the men too. But I'm going to tell you what a hyena's problem is. Because women nowadays, these modern women are lazy. They lazy. They lazy. They don't want to do any kind of work or anything that even look like work in a relationship. They start feeling like it's unfair and he doing something to them because he has expectations and because you have a part to play in this marriage, in this relationship. It's not all about you sitting back like little Miss Muppet on her tuffet while he serve and do all this other stuff for you. The part that they get mixed up is that he's going to do stuff for you. He's just going to be thinking about that. He's going to do, listen, these are some of the most romantic men. Okay? These are some of the most romantic, thoughtful men because they gotta be thoughtful. They have to pay attention to details. They have to be able to gauge what's going on with the people around them. That's what makes him a good leader. That's why people trust him. That's why people want to be around him in the first place. That's the attraction. She's attracted to that. I'm going to tell you why they stop doing sex and why they start feeling away and then they start filing for these divorces. The reason why they start doing that is because that system, order, and structure wear them out, baby. They be getting wore out. That system, order, and structure be kicking they tail. Do you understand me? A man that actually has systems and order and structure in his life. Not only has it in his life, he got it for everybody that he chooses to include in his life. Everybody getting the smoke. Everybody. His children, his wife, his friends, his business partners. Everybody. Everybody got a responsibility when it comes to him. Nobody's getting a free ride. His friends not even getting a free ride. You understand that? His friends, he has expectations for his friends. He expects loyalty from them. He expects them to move a certain way. He expects that. And when you fall too short of that, that's when you get dropped out of his life. It is not for the faint of heart to follow a man with a system, order, and structure. That's why they like these. That's why they like these little nothing Pookies and Ray Ray. That's why they like them dudes. Because these dudes don't have no system, order, and structure that's worth nothing. It ain't worth following. This is why they want them. See, they get them in there, but they criticize them. But this is why they want those men, because those kinds of men and ain't got nothing really going on in his life. He chaotic in his own life. He can't bring no order to you. Therefore, he can't bring corrections to you. So you get to be out of order with him. That's the upside to them. To them, it's an upside. The downside is that he doesn't have system, order, and structure. So it gets tiresome after a while being with a man when you know full and well this is something he should have. You also know that you picked him because he didn't have it, and now you don't like it that he don't have it. Now you running over him and disrespecting him. And then they get with these other men that actually have system, order, and structure. They life be good. Any of these hyenas will tell you they having a good life with these men. They having a good life with these men. They're not having no bad life with their men. But that what they talking about is, oh, he was controlling and he was abusive. What they're talking about is the translation, the Hyena E's translation was, he had too much system, order, and structure. It was kicking my butt, and I don't have what it takes as a woman to deal with him. I want, or as in some cases, I had a man that had all that stuff, but I couldn't cut the mustard. So it's easier to say that he was controlling and he was abusive than to say I couldn't cut the mustard. I couldn't cut the mustard. I wasn't qualified as a woman to deal with a man that had expectations of me, that wanted me to work just as hard as he was working in this relationship to make this relationship good and to make it work and to make it go. Because there's work not only when a relationship has turned sour, in order to stop the relationship from turning sour. That's where the work is really at, to make sure that it stay good. My husband and I have periodic conversations. Are you okay? Are you okay with me in this relationship? We had them conversations. We ask each other that. You all right? And we want the honest truth, because if it's something going on, we can work on it. In its infantile stages before it become a problem, before non-problems become problems, before non-issues become issues, because that's what they'll do. A non-issue will become an issue real quick. So we actually check each other's temperature. I don't want to just see you smile in my face and da-da-da-da-da-da, but you really harboring something. And the trust is there. So he'll tell me what he really thinking. I'll tell him what I'm really feeling. If your relationship can't tolerate that type of conversation, you might not have a relationship. If you ain't ever temperature checked, you might not have the relationship you think you got. But we're going to finish. We're going to let her finish. I just wanted to talk about these boss chicks and their entitlement problems. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, brothers, I want to tell you about a website called blackmenszone.com. Now, Black Men's Zone is a site that specifically targets black men. It's a place where black men talk about issues that solely affect them. Now, at Black Men's Zone, the topics will range from news to society, sports, technology, business, food and recipes. Some brothers got to cook too. Gaming, and some of your brothers like doing some of that. Health and fitness, got to get your workout on. Music, movies, and many other topics. Now, there's not many forums around these days for black men, and because black men have to create them. Now, this particular website is more of a forum based, something simple, not social media. You can write what you need to write, say what you need to say, get on, get off pretty quick. But if you're interested, brothers, to at least go there, and I want you to check it out, engage in the topics, go to blackmenszone.com, sign up for an account, and get engaged in the conversation.
All right, so this is the same sponsor, but a different forum. So just like before, I want to encourage you all to go ahead and click the link that I've pinned at the top of the chat, Black Men's Zone. Now, this particular forum is for black men. The other forum was for the community. This one is specified for the men. So this is a men's space for black men to be able to talk about a wide range of subject matter, not just relationships and things of that nature, but anything that interests black men and all of the issues that they face in every category of their lives, whether that be relationships, whether that be issues of mobility, tech things, work things, health, whatever it is that they are wanting to talk about. Black Men's Zone is a safe space for Black men to be able to go have these conversations among themselves without censorship and without interruption from any other outside group. So I definitely urge you to go ahead, sign into that forum, and become part of the conversation. Now, I don't know how many likes I got, but I know I probably owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to, Go ahead and hit the like button, all right? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. All right, let me go ahead and get back to these super chats. Let's see. Thank you so much, Energy 5, for your super sticker. Thank you, Ed Travels at Peace and Blessings, sister, for having the courage to speak truth to life. Love your content. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lawrence, for the support. Thank you so much, Channel Sour, SOS. I like Kevin Hart. Pew, pew, everybody going down. It is. It definitely is. Thank you, Damien, for the super sticker. Thank you, sweetheart. Miss Almond Eyes. Thank you, said speak the truth, big sis. They lacking and they lazy. Definitely lacking and lazy. Oh, and thank you so much. Once again, Lawrence said, if these hyenas say they don't understand why they're experiencing the life outcomes they're getting, it's just straight delusion at this point. Crimson Cure, the late KS, observable reality. And now Kendra G are all saying the same thing. Keep cooking them, though. We'll keep cooking them. And thank you so much for your generous contribution, sweetheart. Once again, thank you for the contribution. Thank you so much, D. Scott at DJ Fish Grease. How you doing? Hope you are doing well. So we are going to get back to Miss Kendra. So that's what we're gonna pick that back up, and you can hear her speak.
Reality, ladies, is he has a lot more options to choose from, because there's a lot of women that want to be married and settle down and be in a relationship. Now, let's talk about.
I hate to pause it, but baby, this one eyeshadow color and the painted on eyebrows, Kendra. You can't do that. That one color on your eye. It's one whole color on your eye. You got to blend at least two colors to get a good shade, and then you put it all the way up. Not even just on the bottom part of the lid. Like, you put it way up. And it almost want to match your skin, but it don't. Oh, baby, I know you got a makeup team. Who on your makeup team did you have it out with? Because they said, forget you. We gonna put one color of eyeshadow on you, baby. You wasn't supposed to let them do that to you. And if you did your own makeup and you're not really sure about the eyeshadow and the blending and where the color, what color to put the creases in and stuff like that, then just don't even worry about it. Anyway.
About where your power does lie. Women, you have a vagina. So you are powerful, but you are misusing your vagina. You give it away all the time. You say you want to be a wife, but you give it out freely. That's what makes it special. Why should Ray Ray jump to the equation and become Prince Charming when you let Pookie have the vagina for chicken? Okay? You are mismanaging your power, which is your vagina. And your vagina should only go to the man that wants the things that you desire. If you want a relationship, I don't care if he's tall, dark, handsome, and has 6 figures, he should not get any of your time because he's not an option. He's not an option for what you desire. Now, I hear you ladies, because you'll say, well, Kendra, yeah, there's a lot of vagina out there, but there's not a lot of me. I'm different. And you know what, girlfriend, I agree with that. I do agree that every woman is not equal, and some women, just like men, weigh differently. But guess what? You're not acting different. Okay? You're not acting different. You're acting like every woman. So when you come and tell the guy what you're about, I only have sex when I'm in relationships. And then after a month, he didn't give you a relationship and you still had sex with him, your words are now null and void. He now knows, okay, I heard what she said, but her actions did not align with her words. And you think, well, Kendra, I made him wait a month. Girl, you made him wait a month for you. During that month, while you're making him wait, he was just getting his shit off with some other girl, okay? You're not running the game. If you do not stand by your words, then you become like every other woman. So yes, ladies, this is what I have learned from hosting a dating show for the last 3 years. So I know it's all about Kendra telling me to settle. I'm not telling you to settle. I'm telling you to focus on the man that deserves you. And that should be based on character more than characteristics, outwardly characteristics. And time and age will teach you that. And let's break down settling for a second, because I hear that more than.
Now, I'm going to come back. No, Kendra. No. You have a vagina, therefore you are powerful. That is 50% of a woman's value. I'm not even going to say her value. That might be the wrong word. It's about half of what she needs to bring to the so-called table. The other half, beloved, is the femininity that Black women don't like. That's the other thing. That is not, your vagina is not, first of all, it's not the powerhouse you think it is. Okay? And the reason that it's not the powerhouse you think it is because y'all, as Black women as a whole, as a group, have engaged too much into thought and horror culture. So a lot of y'all is ran through. The highest demographic that show up on Kendra G's show is single moms. So you not only have been kind of ran through, you got evidence of it. Okay? You got little grimlords. All right. So your vagina is not what you think it is at this point. Okay. So the reality is that you really got to bring all of the femininity that you can muster. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell Kendra something. Kendra don't have a man. Kendra don't got, when I say a man, I mean a husband. And if anybody ever show Kendra this, I'm going to tell you why you ain't got no husband, Kendra. The reason that you don't have a husband, it ain't because of your age. It's not because you don't have children and you are not in your prime childbearing years. It's not even that you're not in your prime. Because the reality is that older men are usually the ones that are millionaires. This is outside of entertainers and sports people. Okay. Usually men are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that have the most earning power that they're ever going to have in their lives. And the reality, aside from any talking point you have ever heard, those men, especially when he hit 50s and 60s, he is not nowhere trying to marry no 20-year-old woman. He don't want her. He doesn't want her. She's better in theory than she is in reality, because he has to raise her. You got to change her mindset. It's too much work. She's actually too much work. He's actually looking for a woman closer to his age, because if he's that old, he probably already experienced fatherhood. So he's not really looking for little babies and kids to raise at this point. He may not be looking for that. He's at a point in his life where he's probably not looking for that. He probably already did that. So he's probably got children. He's likely got grown children. So he might not even be looking for a woman to bear children. At that point in his life, especially if he's successful, he's actually looking for the support. He's looking for the helpmate. And sometimes you changing diapers and rocking babies don't actually help him. He wants you to help him. So you actually kind of become his personal assistant in his whole life, everything. Right? Okay. It's not really your age. He'll be, and you look good for your age. So it's not like you let yourself run down or you fat and sloppy or any of that kind of stuff. You keep yourself fit. You keep yourself, you know what I'm saying, in some type of health, or whatever. You're not a bad looking woman and all of that type of stuff. You come with money. He actually likes that. He actually likes that you come with money, because you're expecting that your mindset can match with him or mesh with him. That's what he's looking for. The problem is that you compete with him. Compete with him. He doesn't want the competition. He wants the melding. And you're finding it difficult to meld with him. See, you don't got to give up Kendra G. You don't got to give that up. He actually wants you to bring that to him. He wants you to add it to him. Not because he needs it, but because that's a show of loyalty and solidarity, that you're willing to invest not only you, your body, your sex, your mind, but you're willing to also invest the money that you came into the relationship with as well, without the competition, and still be feminine and still be submissive, no matter how much money is in your bank account. He likes your earning power. That's not your problem. But he doesn't need anybody in his circle that's not here. You can't be thinking you separate, because that doesn't work for him. I'm telling you this from experiencing this man as your husband. It doesn't work for him. You have to work for him. And if you enter into that with anything other than that mindset, see, you gotta come with the most femininity at this point. You got to. He'll actually choose you, because he's looking for a woman that's a little bit more mature. He's looking for that. He actually looking for that. The biggest red flag you've got is twofold, and women like her. You're too masculine, and you've never been chosen at your age for marriage. Those are two big ones, actually. You're masculine. You can actually do something about that. What you can't do nothing about is your past. Even if you don't have a whole lot of men to your past, it's problematic that nobody chose you when you were young. So now he has to dig and examine why not. And whether or not those, based on the answer to that question, why not, will he do it? Is it too much investment mentally and energetically for him to do this with you? How broken are you? That's the key. Just dropping something on you. Thank you so much, James, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Luciana, as well. Thank you, Miss 39 Dina. So very grateful for your unwavering support as well. Thank you, Son Moses, for your super sticker. Thank you, Humble Introvert, said facts. And once again, thank you so much, Norin, for your strong support. I thank you so much, sweetheart. Here you go.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
So I hope that anybody that needed to hear that actually heard that. That's what's going on. She not too old to get the kind of man that she's asking for. It's not her age. That's not the problem. Because Kendra's my age. I'm telling you, that's what it is. My earning power is one of the things my husband like about me. Not because he needs my money, but because it shows him there's a work ethic there. I'm not just somewhere twiddling my toe waiting on somebody to come save me. There's a work ethic. So that means I'm not scared to work. And I don't just mean work outside, because I don't work outside. I work inside. I work here. I'm self-employed. I don't work for no other person but me. Now I work for him. See what I'm saying? The work ethic is there though. So that's one of the things he like, the mindset. It match. He knows I will work with him so we can continue to elevate more. Every year is going to be better. Every year is going to be more. Because now he know who he got. The help meet. I'm going to help him meet his goal. That's what I'm going to help meet. I'm going to help him meet the goal so he can complete his vision. I'm going to help meet. That's what he like. The men never said don't make money. They just don't like that foolishness that you do when you call yourself done made you a little money. They just don't like that foolishness. Okay, this.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
They don't like you having your degree and knowing everything. That's what they don't like. They never said they didn't want you to make money or bring money or have money or even have the capacity to do that. That's not what they worried about. It's your little stank attitude that a lot of y'all little boss educated chicks be having. They're intimidated by me. No, they don't. They just turned off by you. Not intimidated. That's different. Anyway, I'm going to let her finish what she's saying.
Kendra, why should I have to settle? I should get the man that I deserve. I actually agree with you, girlfriend. You should get the man that you deserve, but I think you're focusing on the wrong characteristics when it comes to settling. I think a lot of y'all really haven't dated the man you described. I've dated this man. I dated the tall, dark, very wealthy man. And in those moments, I was settling. I was settling for him dating other women with me knowing about it. I was settling with him mistreating me and accepting it. I was settling that he would not agree to a committed relationship, and that's what I really wanted. I was actually settling then. I don't think it's settling when you're with a guy who's going to treat you nice, who's going to be there and wants to build a life in a home with you, who's going to be there to help you raise the kids that you bear by him. But he might not be tall and he might not be rich, or he could be, right? But that doesn't matter because it's the characteristics inside. Change up what you are settling for, okay? Change up what you think settling means and focus on what you really deserve and what you really should be focusing on. Ooh, child, some women are mad at me.
Now, before I stop sharing the screen, I'm going to read one of the things that she said. She said, I'm going to address this because I see it a lot in the comments. I don't like speaking on people who've passed away, but to be clear, there are things I strongly disagree with when it came to Kevin Samuels. I don't agree a woman's value is based off a man. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Women don't want to hear that, but it's not your value. It's not your value as a human being. It's your value as a wife and mother that is based off of what men think. I think it's more healthy for a woman to be single and have peace of mind than having a man who may have multiple women and stressed out, but at least you have a man. I didn't agree with that thinking and still don't. May he rest in peace. I don't want to talk negative about someone who has passed away. So that's all I will say. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. Before I continue, I'm going to go ahead and hit these super chats real quick. Thank you, son Moses, so much. Okay, did I say humble introvert? Okay, thank you. And thank you. Coffee Cafe said masculine women are not well suited for loyalty and long-term relationships. This is true. Here you All right. And thank you so much, Bernard. So just pulled up with my double paper plate. You know, you be having a double them paper plates, but we are almost about to wrap up. Right. They didn't like her saying that. And this comes back to the reason that I did this show. Y'all don't want no y'all don't want no correction. And she wasn't even correcting. That's the part. In this clip, Kendra wasn't correcting anybody. She was offering an observation. And you had women in the comments that was upset, talking about some, it's not balanced. So you only saw a problem with the women. So I'm seeing a problem with the women. I'm seeing a pattern form up with the women. All right, because y'all problematic. I see a problem with you because you're problematic. And the problem that it really is that they love the dysfunction and the random chaos that comes from bad, reckless, conscious decisions. They actually like the foolishness of it. I said that in the other stream that I did. They are doing what they want to do. They are doing what they like to do. They are doing and they are where they want to be. Stop falling for them wanting to be better, because hyenas do not want to be better. And I'm going to extend this out before I cut it off. The hating of correction. I'm going to tell y'all about a salient feature of the lost value system. Before I go on, if you are unsure about how to detect whether you or the people you surround yourself with are in the lost value system, put a 1 in the chat. If you are unsure how to detect if you or other people that you surround yourself with are in the lost value system, put a 1 in the chat, because I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. Okay. I'm going to give you a tip that you should carry, which is to help you. Hating correction. If you or the people that you surround yourself with are very resistant to change, you are resistant to changes within you, changes of your behavior, changes of how you move, changes of environment, changes of long-held ideas that have not necessarily served you in a positive way. If you are very resistant to change, that is a hallmark of the lost value system, because only if you deny the truth about things can you remain stuck where you are, not changing and being extremely resistant to new ideas, new concepts, new environments, new ways to think, new ways to go about things, better ways, more positive ways. If your mind is closed to that, you might be stuck in the lost value system. No, and then justifying it. No, I mean, I always do it like that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. And it may not be wrong, but just because you doing something and it's not wrong doesn't mean there isn't a better way or a more positive way or a more effective way to do that same thing. Just because it worked a little bit don't mean that it can't be improved. Everything can tolerate an improvement. Because I can think of many things that I thought wasn't nothing wrong with it, and maybe it wasn't wrong. See, don't get that in your head that it's wrong. It may not be wrong, but it might be ineffective. If you've been doing a certain thing for the last 30 or 40 years and you're not any better off in your life from having adhered to certain things, you might need to change them. Because if those things worked as well as you thought they did, you'd be further in life than you are. A shackle to break. Don't be scared of losing people. When you climb out of the lost value system, whatever part of your life is in it, it don't even got to be all your life is in the lost value system, but there can be parts of it that's in there. When you climb out, when you get it out, don't be scared to lose people. Coming out of the lost value system means somebody gonna drop off. Because there are people in your life that'll be very happy that you are doing better and doing more positive things in your life, and they will be happy to come with you or at least support you as you do it. And then there are going to be those people that will not do it, and they'll try to blame you. You changed, and that's why we ain't cool no more. I did change, but I changed for the better. How could that make us not cool no more? But it do. And when people show you who they are, believe it. It's the resistance to change that stops you from being corrected. It stops the growth. It stifles and stunts growth. And anybody that is living their life according to a positive value system will never stop growing. You never stop growing. You look for growth. You look for growth. Not look for ways to avoid it. Looking for ways to avoid work. I don't mean the work you clock into from 9 to 5 either. Looking for ways to avoid work. Lost value. Stuck in survival mode, automatically lost value. Anyway, I want to go ahead and jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. All right. If you have been watching and you realize I'm not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be notified of all of the content that I drop. And there's content every single day. All right. So definitely, once again, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.